Hi everyone, welcome back to Gabbin with Gab. This is episode 6, and I'm super excited because today I'm gonna be talking about the Let's Trip tour. I went on the Sturniolo's tour on Long Island. Super fun, super crazy, and I have a lot of stories from just one day, and it wasn't even a full day. It was 4 hours of my life, and I have a lot of stories. So let's get on with it. So if you don't know who the Sturniolos are, they are YouTubers and they are fucking hilarious. I suggest you watch them right now because literally pee myself every time I watch a video. Anyways, so it started off, so the way the tour was is you could, when you bought the tickets, so I originally was not going to buy the tickets. I'm gonna be honest. The day that the tickets went on sale, like I was debating. I was like, do I want to go? The one friend I was going to go with, like, wasn't answering the text really because she was out. And then my brother gave me money for Christmas. So then I was like, fuck it. Like 15 minutes before the tickets went on sale, I jumped in my car, drove to the bank, put my money in my account, and then I sat in the bank parking lot. And it was like, there's 11 minutes till it's your turn when I left my house. Then ran inside, went to the ATM, put the money in my account, sat in my car because there was 4 more minutes left, and just waited till it was my turn. Then I looked at like the ticket price, and it originally said New York, New York. So I was thinking I was gonna have to go to the city, and I was like, do I really want to go to the city by myself? Like I'm not that independent right now. Like I'm not really going to the city right now. Then I look at location, and it's like saying a town that's right near me, and I'm like, is it saying my location and it's just really off? Like, why is it telling me my own location? And I was like, oh, this is 10 minutes away from my house. Like, I have to fucking go. Like, if I don't go, like, this is the universe literally being like, Gabby, you have to go. If I don't go, I'd be so mad. So I purchased the ticket. And then I did that in December. So I told that it was my Christmas gift to myself. Then it finally happened on Sunday. And then so when I got there, I was driving up and I was debating what time to come. And I was like, like I have time. Like the show doesn't start till 2:30. I'll get there an hour early. And then I was like gonna leave my house at 1, and so then I drove around a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna be so early. Like I'm not gonna want to stand around and like what am I gonna do? When I get there, I pull up and I see one line. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And I was like, oh, that's not even the right line. Like, it was a different line. I had to drive around for parking. I finally found a parking spot, walked there. The line wrapped around the building and went half down Main Street. It was insanity. So I was standing online for an hour. And then I actually was standing outside of a crystal shop of my best friend's neighbor, like that worked at, and she screamed Gabby, and I was like, what? Like, what's going on? And like I got scared because it was funny because I was on the phone with my best friend, and I was like, oh my god, I'm on the phone with Sonia. And so I gave her the phone, and she's like whoa, like the fact that this happened, unreal. And I told her, I was like, for real, like this is crazy. So then the line, I stood on line for like an hour. It was not too cold, but I didn't have a jacket on, but I was like a little chilly, but I wasn't freezing because the day before it was like 5 degrees. And then so we finally got inside, and then we were standing around. I went into the pit. We were standing around, and then Mary Lou, their mom, was there, and their whole family was there. It was so cute. Everyone was like clapping and cheering. And then what threw me off was Laura, their manager, who they call their mom in LA, and then their mom being in the same room. I was like, this is not real. Like Laura and Mary Lou being in the same room together is throwing me off. It's like worlds colliding right now. I've never seen them together, and it threw me off so much. Like, and then the music would like slow down, and people would start just screaming, and we would like think like the show was starting, but it wasn't. And then it started off. Elmer, who performs their intro song, performed. He performed a few songs, and then the boys came out. And at one point they asked how many people like were from Long Island, how many people came from out of state. And I was so annoyed by this because tickets sold out within hours because my friend, she tried to get tickets that same night. She couldn't get them. So then, like, what annoyed me was like nothing here happens on Long Island. Nothing happens. The furthest like it would happen is like Queens. Like it's like pretty much close to the city. Nothing really happens out here. And I'm like, don't like let us have this. Let us have this one thing. Like don't people were driving hours and hours just to come to the show. Like what like that drives me nuts. Go to your own city. I don't care if they're not having a show in your city. Sucks to suck. The universe didn't bring it to you. Like, clearly it's not meant for you. Like, why are you doing this? The fact that people's parents drove them all the way there, it blew my mind. Like, some people spent so much money. Like, one girl, she went like 3 times. Like, I was like, and did like backstage and everything. I was like, whoa, can you donate some of that money? Like, please. But like, I know my dad would never pay for that shit. Like, that's wild. Like, your parents paying for that? Can they adopt me? Like, I don't care that I'm 18 now. Can they please adopt me if they're paying for this? Because that's insane. Like, some people drove hours. Like, one girl I talked to, she drove 2 hours, and she was just going to the show. Like, she didn't even actually get tickets to, like, the meet and greet. I was like, that's insane to me. Like, you're driving all the way here for the show? Like, girl, like, you do you, I guess, but, like, that's crazy. Like, baffles me. Like, that you went so far out of your way. Like, let us have this one thing. Like, at one point, they asked, like, so when they asked who came from out of state, like, the whole front, like, 3 rows raised their hand. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here. Why are you here? Go somewhere else. Go to your own city. This is not my problem that you're here. If you don't even know what this city is, like, you shouldn't come here. Like, it pissed me off so much. But then the boys came out. And then Matt had a staring contest with one of the fans. And it was really funny because he literally blinked and kept going. And then so Chris goes, this kid literally just blinked. Like, he lost. And so it was a very fun time. They did a Q&A. Someone gave Nick a black cowboy hat with a crown. It was so cute. And it matched his outfit. And then I was going deaf because behind me were like this row of 6, like 12-year-old girls screaming, we love you, Matt. We love you, Matt. Like, I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, literally, like, and it was because he wasn't acknowledging them. But there's a reason he's not acknowledging them because, like, when they acknowledge them, then people do it more. Like, it's so annoying. Like, I'm like, can you shut up? I just, like, I didn't pay all this money to hear you. Like, shut the fuck up. And then people with their stupid ass signs blocking the view. Like, I get it. Like, your sign, okay. But, like, if you have a sign, go to the back. Like, seriously, don't stand front row and hold up a giant-ass sign that, like, blocks the whole fucking stage. Like, it's the idiocracy. Then Trill came out, and his songs were so good, but I felt so bad because a lot of people didn't know the music because no one was going really for the music. There was, like, a select few. So, like, a lot of people, like, didn't know the songs. And, like, I was jumping up and down. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't know the songs. Like, I knew the songs, but, like, it doesn't matter if you don't know the songs. Still fucking jump up and down. Like, get hyped. Like, force yourself to be hyped. Like, I've done that at every single, like, dance, Sweet 16, anything like that. I've done that. Like, it doesn't matter if I didn't fucking know the song. I would be bouncing off the wall. People would, like, it's how you become the life of the party. Like, you just have to jump up and down like a psychopath. Like a little spring. Like, just bounce off the walls. Like, I was so hyped. And then me and the guitarist, Max, we made direct eye contact, and he tried to throw me a water bottle, and, like, it missed. Like, and then Malcolm came out. His performance slayed. Both of them and Chris were jumping up on these, like, 7 feet high speakers. And I was like, this is insane. I don't know if they were actually 7 feet high. Maybe they were like 5 feet high. Still, it was an insane amount to jump. It was an insane amount of fucking jump. I was like, I couldn't imagine jumping that high. Literally, absolutely not. Like, I would fucking, like, I was like, if one of them misses, it's going to be so bad. Like, then the boys came back out. And then, so this one girl, like, threw, like, heart-shaped sunglasses on the stage. And then, so Malcolm was wearing them. And then, so Chris, Malcolm, and Trill signed them at the end and then threw them into the audience. And then at the end, like, I hear this one girl going, "Where's the glasses? Where's the glasses?" Like, and I was like, think she was talking about, like, prescription glasses at first. Like, I was like, what fucking glasses? Like, can you seriously not see? I just was overhearing this, but I was like, oh, damn, someone lost their, like, actual glasses. No, it was the stupid pink heart glasses. She was like, they're mine. I want them back. Like, I have pictures to prove it. And, like, honestly, like, I didn't have the glasses, but if I did, I would have been like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about, sir. Like, ma'am, whatever. I don't fucking know what you're saying. Like, what glasses are you talking about? Like, I would just pretend like I didn't have them because she came across so bitchy. Like, if you were to say it to, like, if I had the glasses and you would have said it to me nicely, I would have been like, okay, here you go. But, like, if you're going to come across me bitchy, like, I'll fucking be bitchier. Like, really, you want to try? Like, oh, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'll play stupid. Like, don't try. Don't try to be mean and then get something in return. Like, I hate people like that. Like, I'm like, you don't have to be such a fucking cunt. You don't have to be a cunt. Like, there's no need for that. Like, people are just so rude for no reason. And it pisses me off. Then it came time for, like, the meet and greet. And so when I bought the tickets, you had two options. You could pick either the earlier meet and greet time or the later meet and greet time. I thought this out when I bought the tickets at first. I purposely bought the later session because I was like, I'm going to be last in line so I can get as much time as possible. Like, I'm not going to rush myself. The dumb bitch on the microphone spoiled my master plan and says to all of these 12-year-olds, because there was a lot of 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds. Like, it was hell to be stuck in a room with probably 500 screaming 15-year-olds. It was horrible. Like, and they're screaming, like, and it drove me nuts, but that's not where I was going with this. But so the guy in the mic goes, don't cry if, like, you're in the back of the line, like, it's fine, because here's a little secret, you get extra time. And I was like, you dumb fuck, you just spoiled my whole plan. Like, I had this planned out. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? If they're not smart enough to figure it out, first of all, they're probably not old enough to fucking know how to do algebra if they're not smart enough to figure that shit out. Like, why would you tell this to, like, 10-year-olds? Like, every time I talk about them, they get younger and younger. But, like, genuinely, they're, like, 14 or 12. Like, they're really fucking young. Like, I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, you really had to spoil my plan? And then I was on the line. And then I kept going behind. Like, I kept going in the back of the line. And then I let, like, one of these two girls, like a group of two girls go in front of me. And then, like, the one girl says to her friend, like, we have to go to the bathroom. Like, come with me to the bathroom. Do you want to go to the bathroom? And the girl was like, no. And, like, she's like, well, let's go to the bathroom. And then so then they get out of the line. Like, and then I was standing near, like, these two girls that I saw in the bathroom before. And, like, they're like, do you want to be in the back of the line too? And I was like, yeah. And so then, like, we were talking about it. Like, there was these same, like, 12-year-old girls that kept going behind us every time we would go to the back of the line. And we're like, what the fuck? When we were online, they ended up being in front of us. So, haha, jokes on them. But we weren't last in line. Which that's what threw me off. That was one thing that threw me off because I wasn't fucking last in line because that guy ruined my plan. But the two girls I met online were super nice. And I was going to keep going to the back of the line, but I couldn't do that to them because at one point I did just end up going back of the line myself. But then they ended up coming back with me and I'm like, I'm not going to do this to them. Like, I feel bad. Like, I'm not going to keep making them do this. Like, because I was like, no, seriously, don't worry about me. Like, I'll be fine. Like, but they're like, no, I feel bad. So then I felt bad if I went to the back of the line again. Like, I was like, fine, I'll stay. But there was, like, maybe, like, I was in, like, the final 10 or something. And then, when I was, like, every time we would see their shadow, we were like, this is not real. The fact that we're going up here, absolutely not real, like, through this screen. And then I kind of, like, blacked out. And, like, it was crazy. So this is the second time I've ignored a guy I liked on accident and then didn't realize till after. Like I was talking to my aunt about it, like, And she's like, Gabby, you really have to stop ignoring the guys you like. And I'm like, I know, but it's not even on purpose either. It's not even like I'm trying to be cool or anything. Like, no, my brain just stops functioning. So I posted a TikTok, and it was the video of me meeting them. And it was chaotic because I told myself I was going to be calm. And another thing that threw me off was the box for the gifts. You put the gifts in the box before you see them. And I didn't know that was going to be the thing because I didn't write names on the outside of the bags. So then, like, the names were on bracelets on the inside of the boxes, but I was planning on handing them so they know whose is who. So then I put the gifts in the box, and then so that was another thing that threw me off mentally, and the fact that I felt rushed by myself again. So I gave them each a hug, and I posted this TikTok, and as of right now, it has like 280,000 views. But some of the comment questions I'm getting is, one of them was, why is it always Matt? What did he do to you? Okay, first of all, he didn't do anything. I was extremely, extremely nervous, and my brain blacked out. So I knew one question I had to fucking ask Nicholas was, where the fuck do you find mini trolley gummies? Because I could never find them. So that was the only thing my brain was thinking of. So then the way I walked up to them, it was first Chris, then Nick, then Matt. And that also screwed me over because my question was to Nick. So then I gave Chris a hug. Then I give Nick a hug, and I'm like, Nick. And he's like, yeah. And I ask my question. I'm like, where the fuck do you find the mini trolleys? Then it's my turn to hug Matt while I'm in the middle of asking the question because I don't know where to find them. So I go, hi, and I continue my sentence. And so then I'm continuing my thought, and that's the only thing I could think of. Like, my brain blacked out because I freaked out. And it was almost like sleep paralysis. I was aware of my surroundings, but my body took over and I couldn't fucking do anything about it. And then he told me like where to get them. And I found them. I found the sour trolleys, the mini ones. So thank you, Nick, because at least one good, this was a really good experience, but at least that chaotic situation, like, I benefited from it. Like, at least it wasn't a shit show because I got the gummies. So thank you, Nick. Got them at Walgreens because Rite Aid didn't have any. So I bought them this morning. But anyways, so then I had other things that I planned that I wanted to say, but I couldn't get the words out. Like, I wanted to compliment Matt's jacket, but my brain couldn't function. My brain literally stopped working. I also wanted to do a pose. That didn't happen. I almost screamed, like, stop, in the middle of us about to take the picture, but I was like I was just frozen, like smiling, like frozen. Like, I was literally gonna be like, stop. Like, I wanted to do a pose. Like, I had it all planned out. Like, and I was like, I did the exact thing I didn't want to do, but the picture actually ended up really cute. So I'm not mad about it. But I was like in a like shell shock. Like, I was completely aware of my surroundings, but I couldn't really do anything. And then Matt, like after the picture, Matt was like, ask all important questions. And then as he's like, people asking like, when did I ignore him? So I ignored him once in the beginning on accident when saying hi because I was finishing my thought. But then I ignored him, like, also not, I didn't even ignore him. People were saying like, oh, she can't hear him. Like, it's too loud. It was not too loud. I could hear him. I just, again, couldn't function. I couldn't even look at the boy. The boy is as beautiful as he is in pictures. I couldn't look at him. Like, it was so, like, I could not make eye contact I made eye contact for maybe 0.02 seconds of that interaction because I couldn't look at him in the eye. Like, I really couldn't. Then so he was like, ask all important questions. And then I started rambling about the stupid gifts. Like, I was like, well, there's no gifts on the box. Like there's no names on the on the gifts on the outside, but like, if you open them up, like, the name's on the inside of the box, like, and then I just started rambling, and they're like, okay, got it. And then I'm like, okay, bye. Like, I just walked away. Like, I just completely blacked out. Like, I was just like, okay, bye. Like, I felt so rushed in my head, even though, like, I wasn't rushed. That was the thing. I was not rushed. The only person who rushed me was me. No one was rushing me. Like, they were listening to me talk. Like, they were genuinely, like, looking at me, listening to me talk because I was looking at the video. Yeah, so that was the chaos. And then another thing that annoyed me about the comments that like I was getting on that TikTok was the people that were speaking for me, but that were incorrect. Like, first of all, it wasn't too loud. I could hear him. I didn't forget him. The thing was, I froze. There's a difference. I got extremely nervous. I rushed myself. I freaked out. Like, I didn't do it to be mean. Like, it wasn't in a malicious intent or anything. Like, I just completely froze. Like, it's like, just imagine like you talking to like your crush and like you've never talked to them before. Like, it's so like, or like you meet your favorite like celebrity. Like, people are all saying like, oh, he would be the first one I would go up to. That's what I was saying too. I saw that other video of the girl that completely ignored Matt, and I was like, how could you do that? I fucking did it. I did it too. So like, I didn't ignore him, but like I accidentally did. Like, so Matthew, I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyways, but it was a really good experience. I rate it 7.5 out of 10 just because I did stress out a little. Like, the concert, I loved the concert. I loved the show. It was honestly my favorite part because if I had my best friend, I would have been 100% fine. She wasn't there though. Like, I wish she could have just like bought a parent ticket, like just to stand with me in line for support. Like, not even meet them. She doesn't want to meet them. She doesn't care like that. But like, just to hold my hand on my and calm me down. But it was a really good experience. Like, I'm not saying this to complain, but like, that's just, it would have been better if I didn't stress myself out. And like, so I've always had like an issue with control, and like, not in like I need to micromanage everything, but like if I plan something and it doesn't go slightest bit my way, like if it slightest bit goes like a different way, I freak out and it's like there's nothing I can do. So then this whole situation finally like put to light, like no matter how meticulously I plan something, sometimes it won't work out, but that's okay because the universe has a plan too. And sometimes your plans won't align and it won't work out the way you want, but it will work out the way you need. And even if you don't know exactly why you need it to work out that way, it'll work out. Everything works out in the end. So it's okay that sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. But then when I was leaving, like I kept overthinking. Like that night I was overthinking and I was freaking out. And like I was like, oh my God, it went so bad. Like blah, blah, blah. Like I messed up. Like, and then I was like thinking about it the next day. And I was like, it doesn't, like there's no point in doing that. Because it was a good experience. I really enjoyed it. I really had a nice time. Like I met cool people. Like it was very fun. Like I have a disposable that I just sent out today. Like I'm so excited to get that back. Like I got so many cool pictures on that. So it wasn't like a negative experience. So then it was a really good experience. So giving it, just because one thing didn't go my way, that shouldn't reflect on the whole situation, you know? Like it shouldn't change, just make me feel like, oh, that whole thing was so horrible because of this singular thing. Like, no, just one minor detail not going your way doesn't change the fact that it was a good experience. Like, and overthinking in the situation that happened in the past isn't going to change the situation that happened. There's nothing you could do to change it. You can just learn from it and then try not to do it in the next time. And like I was talking to my therapist about it today, and she's like, Gabby, it's okay. We all get like that sometimes. We all get nervous, but it's okay. And like it's a memory, and it's like learn from it for next time. Like next time, don't ignore the one you like to ask about gummy worms. But I did get the gummy worms, so that is a plus. But overall, the experience was so amazing. And I'm so grateful that they came here, because I would have never went if it was honestly like further than 20 minutes from my house. Like maybe 30 minutes. But like it was an amazing experience, and I 7.5 out of 10 recommend it. No, not 7.5 out of 10 recommend it. I 10 out of 10 recommend it. It was a 7.5 for me though, because I stressed myself out. Like, and I also just wanted to hand them the gifts. Like, That would have been that's the one thing I would fucking change. And also the guy in the mic. Those are the two things I would change on the whole situation. But I really did have an amazing time. The show was incredible. It was so much fun. Another thing that didn't help me in the whole situation was I didn't feel my best either, because my throat was hurting, but not in a sick way, in like an acid reflux kind of way. Like I knew it was connected to my stomach. Like my stomach was bothering me because I just have really poor digestion and like sometimes indigestion and shit. So then like my stomach was bothering me that day and like the day before. So it was like because of that, like my throat hurt a little bit. And then I had a headache because the only thing I had that day to eat was like a cup of oatmeal because my stomach was like annoying me. So then like I had to be like careful with what I ate. So then I was like having a headache like the rest of the night. And then when I went to sleep, like I felt completely better the next morning. And like I went to sleep really early and I just processed everything. And like overthinking it isn't going to change it. And so that really, it was a growing experience as well as it was like a fun experience. So I loved it. And like I'm so grateful that I got to go. So yeah. Thank you for listening. See you next Thursday, 6 o'clock. I love you guys and have a good night.